I don't know what. So sorry.
Yeah, no problem. All right, okay. Well, we're
No
back live here.
worries. No worries. Yeah, no, the Tampa Bay series with the Islanders is, I mean, it's a great series. I think both of those teams have a strong chance to win, even against Vegas in the finals, even though Vegas is probably the most complete team right now. But it's tough to say how, with how well some of these like goaltenders, like we were saying, can get on a streak with how good they're playing and just getting locked in and gain confidence and shut down the other teams, make it so hard for them to squeeze out goals. You can just feel it. The other team's goaltender feels the pressure on every, you know, power play, etc. in the zone when they have the puck deep for a long time and they can't get a change on the ice. But yeah, playoff hockey is a lot of fun. I was just thinking about it though. This game, like, if Harden does play, and I do think he's probably going to play this full game, I do think he's going to hit some threes in this game. He's he's definitely not going to shoot as poorly as he did that at the same time. What do you guys think?
I 100% agree with that. He's not going to go like one for 10 or whatever it was.
Yeah, he was 0 for 8 from 3 last game. Like,
yeah, no, he might shoot under his percentage, his season average percentage, but he's not going to shoot that.
Because think of you, like, the way I see it is like Milwaukee got destroyed by Durant. They're gonna at least try to maneuver some defense extra help over to him. So he's probably not going to come out with a 40-point game again. He probably will get his share for sure because they're gonna feed him a lot, but they're gonna facilitate him through the offense. So I see Harden. He's gonna, even though when Harden does actually play for them, like, and he's healthy, he's the offense. Like, he runs the team. Like, he's the point guard.
Oh yeah, everything kind of goes through him. It'll be facilitated through him. I mean, it might end up, it's the same thing that you see kind of with the Suns, right? It starts with Chris Paul, but it's going to end with, kind of the Booker, right?
Yeah.
Chris Paul's going to do his thing, start the offense, and then boom, it's going to go into Booker's hands, and then from there he'll go ahead and create. Same thing. It's going to start James, start in his hands. It's going to go to KD, and from there he'll do what he needs to do. But yeah, I mean, Harden's just a better like facilitator when it comes to the upbeat or up tempo pace that they like to run with. KD's not one of those guys. Like, he's going to dribble it up the court, but James Harden's looking to make that pass ahead, right, and try to get out of that, scoring the transition.
Yeah, James Harden wants to draw you in for a foul or draw you two guys in enough to make a good pass. Usually, that's usually just what he's trying to do. But I mean, if he's hot shooting the ball, he will be chucking up tons of shots too. He can, but they haven't really used him like that. They've used him more as a passer.
And I would continue to expect to see that.
Yeah, and like when Durant didn't play a lot, he used to get a lot of rebounds, and that's how he got a lot of triple doubles. But
it looks like Tampa Bay's up 1-0 already.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. I saw that it's already pretty much 2/3 through the first period.
Yep. So, Buzz, I know you mentioned it earlier that you don't really follow hockey, but you are. I know you're a tennis guy, so you got any plays for tomorrow for tennis?
For the one person,
no.
I do for tomorrow. I like. Where was it?
Kazakhstan.
I haven't looked at that line yet. The C Vandenway versus Maria Bushkova. I've already taken C Vandenway on the money line there. I think she's like plus 105 now, maybe plus 115. She's kind of been floating around there. We did see her plus 120, got all the way down to an even money.
Yeah, I see even on her right now.
Yeah, and then so you're probably catching it kind of there, but it did start off at plus 120 last night, so the pendulum is kind of swinging on that match. Both of them are playing extremely well, but I would say that Vandeweghe's kind of playing. She's a hotter player right now and kind of hitting those corners. So I kind of expect her to continue the momentum that she's got here and look to carry it through with Maria Buskova. Not to say that Maria Buskova, she is going to give her a run for her money, but I kind of like the little bit of plus money there that you might be able to capture with that one, especially when you're at a match in 50-50. Sometimes I'm going to lean towards that plus money there.
Yeah. Over time, you definitely can edge out a lot of gains that way.
And then let me see.
Is that the Birmingham, or is it the other
Yeah,
one?
that's the World Tennis WTA Birmingham.
Yeah, that'll be in the Birmingham one for
It's
sure.
international.
The other one that I was considering here as a potential over, and I think it's set at 21.5. Let me just double check it real quick. Let's see. Yeah, so Jessica Pegula versus Victoria Azarenka. Victoria
That's a good
Azarenka
match.
is -3.5. But Pegula she just took out Pliskova today, and pretty decisively. And when you're looking at somebody like that who's kind of coming over and who is able to put away some pretty good competition, I don't expect a drop off to happen here. So when I look at that, I'm going to look to take the over 21.5. I think Pegula is still going to potentially lose here. And if she does by chance win, I don't see Pegula sweeping Azarenka. I see Azarenka kind of being in the battle there. So I definitely like this one to go 21.5. It could actually even go 21.5 in 2 sets here. We could be looking at a 7-5 first round. And then at that point, you could be looking at maybe like a 6-4 and you're at over 22. But if this goes 3 sets, then it's an easy over 21.5 there.
It's funny that you say that because they've only met one time, and that's exactly what the outcome was: 7-5, 6-4.
I didn't even look at that.
I was just looking at that as you were saying that. Kind of ironic.
Okay,
Yeah, I was like literally looking up their head-to-head history as you were talking about it, and you said that as I was looking at that.
Maybe follow tennis just a little bit.
I think I'm gonna have to bet that right now. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is.
there you go. Perfect. Get the exact score there, and then
Yeah, that was pretty good analysis there, if you ask me. I was looking it up though. Yeah, they met one other time. I mean, it was on a hard surface. I think of this. What surface this is on? Grass.
Grass. It's
right?
it's grass. We've transitioned from clay to grass right now.
So, I mean, it's a little different. I actually think that gives Pegula a little bit more of a live action on
Could be.
as a
Could
dog.
potentially be.
I mean, Azarenka's a pretty heavy favorite, but
The
still.
other one that I'm almost certain I feel very confident in what I'm doing in this next one is I think I'm going to take Muguruza here versus against Cornet. Muguruza is favored by 5 here.
She's been playing well, though, right?
Yeah, Cornet has been actually playing pretty well. However, the way that what the line is telling me is I got a -5 at -120. We got the money line at -550, and then the over/under set at 20. And then when I'm looking at it, it's Cornet's line for total points is set at 8. And Muguruza is at 12.5, so it seems like pretty convincingly Muguruza should put this away in 2 matches. It really shouldn't go more than 2 sets here. And with the 5 and -120, it's edging closer to a 5.5 line, which means that you could be looking at a 6-3, 6-3 potentially in order for that to hit. And if that's the case, then you're clearly you're going to go ahead and get this at under 12.5. So I'm going to go ahead and take Muguruza under 12.5 total points, knowing that she should finish this match.
What's the
It could be, you know, you could look at it like a 6-4, maybe the first match, 6-3 the first
What's the
match.
juice on that? Let's
Minus
see.
145. It's not too bad.
Okay. Looking that one up right now.
But when you look at all of the other matches that are kind of happening right now, Cornet, the points are favored at 8 there. Even if she gets to 9, still like Muguruza to finish it in 2 matches, still under that 12. And if you go into the Birmingham one, the lines are pretty close there. The Katakina and Martinkova, I mean, that one's kind of close, but it's too close for a liking. Martinkova is actually 9-0 on the grass right now for 2021, so she's playing extremely well. Now I know Katakina is playing well as well on the other end of the court, but I'm going to stay away from kind of everything else. I think I'm going to stick with those 3 plays. So we're going to be looking at Coco Vandeweghe money line plus 105. We're going to be looking at the Pegula Azarenka over 21.5, and then I'm going to take Muguruza under 12.5 total points.
That's an interesting matchup. I was just looking up the Muguruza Cornet history.
Cornet's playing really.
They played one time back in 2014. The first time at the Tournament of Champions, that would have made Muguruza 9 years old, I believe, at the time. No, 11 years old she was, and she beat her. She beat Cornet, who is 3 years younger or older than her. I mean, pretty interesting. 2014. But different players. But yeah, Muguruza that's a good one. I kind of like that one.
What is it? Cornet's 2-0. I mean, and she took care of Andre Sue, but Andre Sue, I think, you know, I know we kind of called her out in the French Open, but like after watching her, she is not playing like top 25 player in the country right now, or in the globally. In fact, like I think her ranking is very fake and should absolutely drop. Now, Anna Masova, she's been playing pretty good. But Rybakina was a solid matchup, and Cersei was a solid matchup. So I look for Muguruza to just continue to keep doing what she's doing here. And then when you look at Muguruza from a career standpoint versus Cornet, Muguruza's 32-17 on the grass. Cornet is actually 21-30. She has a losing record on the grass. So don't let the 2-0 this year be a fake out for, oh, she's playing really, really good. No, right. I look for the experience here. And then obviously Muguruza being a top 15 player globally, I look for her to just take care of business as she did today.
And I was looking at her numbers recently on grass surface because I know a lot of people think of her probably as other surfaces more so, but she's been really dominant on grass recently. Really dominant. 21-6 or something like that. And they have like these indicator ratios like on these websites that I use, like tennisabstract.com, like dominance rating, and you can kind of see like how a player's been trending recently and on certain surfaces with some of those factors. You can see how they calculate them.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I got to jump off here. I got to go take care of the kiddo. So
that's
my tennis action. I'll be putting that in. I'll be making sure that I post that to the Discord here in a little bit. But those are my 3 plays. I think of my 3 posted plays from yesterday, just doing a small recap. Jabbar -4. That was an absolute poop match. She took it 3 full sets. So that one didn't hit ahead. Whoa, shoot. What was this? Now I'm blanking on it. Sabalenka? No, Azarenka. Sorry. Azarenka money line -164. That cashed. Katsukina money line -135. That also cashed. So we finished the day 2-1. We'll come back with another 3 tomorrow. See how we finish off there. You guys enjoy the rest of the evening, and then I'll look for some live line bets. Look for that to be posted in the sports game chat a little bit later.
All right,
awesome.
Good. Now, and thanks for that. Now I don't have to look up. Now I don't have to look up and see how those tennis bets did today.
Hey, there we go. Perfect. And for a couple streamers, they got that firsthand. There we go. See you guys later.
Yep. Peace. See ya. All right. So, did you do any baseball today, Greg?
Yeah. A lot of it's still pending, obviously. I was just looking at the scoreboard. I have them on the Braves first 5 and full game, and I'm also on the Astros, who are both winning. I also tailed the Rye on his 2 picks because he's been so damn hot on his Mets and Padres.
Yeah, he's been incredible so far. Yeah, looks like there's no hitter going in the Atlanta game at this point through going to the bottom of the 6th. So that could be interesting.
Harden just hit a 3.
Oh, there you go. From your mouth to God's ears, and you left. Yeah, you're so excited.
Actually,
You're so excited about Harden's 3 that you left me for a second there. I thought you were off celebrating.
oh no, it just dropped out. I have no idea why.
You're like, oh, Harden just hit a 3. Boop. I thought maybe, hey.
No, I was happy. That was like one of the few wagers I have on this game pregame. I usually will only sprinkle on a couple props pregame like that, unless I really like spots. I didn't really like it. These teams have been really hard to gauge for player props recently in this series. For me personally, I've had a ton of success in some of these other series like Phoenix and Utah and stuff like that. Let's say it's 18-5, man. Bowser was really right about how the Bucks do usually play well at home early in the game. You probably could have got a nice like first half wager on the Bucks. What's the other game at? Still 1-0.
Yeah.
First period's over.
It was just a second ago. Last time I looked. Yeah, it looks like first period over. I don't have a score yet, but
Say I have like a couple random things going here. Yeah. Got really lucky with the Braves first 5 because they put up 1 run in the bottom of the 5th. Looking good. I just need the Mets to score a run.
Yeah. Or at this point, 2. But yeah.
I have one parlay at +1.5. I'd be happy with just 1.
Oh, there you go. So
But
any word on DeGrom? I haven't looked at much today.
I saw a press conference with him where he was talking. He said that he didn't think it was anything serious. I think they did an MRI on him pretty recently, and it was okay. So I mean, he's probably. I mean, it's not like it's a good situation. He's probably dealing with some really bad chronic inflammation, something like that. But I don't think it's like season-ending surgery or anything like that. I mean, they might shut him down for a little bit, but I mean, he was just throwing way too hard for too many pitches, and it's just not sustainable. Like every pitch we've seen, if you think about it historically, has always come to a point where they either get hurt or they're not effective because they are overthrowing. So, but DeGrom is he's an animal.
Well, at least he didn't blame the lack of sticky stuff. So.
That is true. The lack of sticky stuff. You don't want anybody blaming you for that.
Uh, that's not how you
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Hopefully the Nets make a game of this. Even though we said that the last time, we were like the Nets, and then they came back and won.
So how is it? How is it now in your in New York? Are there, like stand? I know like a baseball. Are the stadiums open for fans now, or is it full
Yeah,
capacity? Or
yeah. I mean, I haven't been to any uh events like that yet, but I'm pretty sure everything's pretty much full capacity and open. Um, I mean, I've s- I'm going to some like concerts and stuff like in a month in Pennsylvania and whatnot. So stuff's pretty much open. Uh, with no, from what I can understand, like major restrictions. So seems to be good for at least the time being. It seems to be going pretty well. How about over by you? Is stuff like pretty much all full open?
pretty much, pretty much. I think everything's. I mean, I know. I think baseball. I think the stadiums are uh pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I think pretty much everything's pretty much back to normal. You know, they say if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask, but that's just basically saying don't wear a mask. You know, so yeah, I think everything's good. I mean, but who knows about the who knows about Detroit sports, right? Who goes and watches them? Who goes and watches them anyway?
That's true. Those stadiums were pretty empty before the pandemic. Some of them. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's a, I don't know, basically a minor league sports town. We're a minor league sports town with major league. I wouldn't even say major league talent. We're just a minor league sports town with major league teams. It's pretty pathetic in this state right now. So,
Only 6-1 game.
so trying to get this NBA game up. I can't seem to get it to
Oh
work.
yeah, you want to talk about that 76ers loss a little bit? That was
Yeah. Now that Ray Cape's not on, yeah, sure.
yeah, I heard some crazy statistic. It was like that was the first 76er loss of 25 points or more, like in the third quarter or later in like 600 plus games at home or something like that. Like it was like a ridiculous streak.
Yeah, like I turned I was busy last night doing some other things. I turned it on halfway through the third quarter, and I saw that the Philadelphia was up 21. So I went on. I think it might have been points bet or whatever. I'm like, maybe I'll just see what the line is, and it was like 18 and a half, and I'm like, I'm not. I'm like, I'm not taking 18 and a half. I went to a couple other books and saw 20 and a half. I say I'll take them plus 20 and a half. And so, I figured
You
maybe,
cashed on that? How much did you put down? A full unit?
yeah, yeah. So I'm like, all right, yeah, that's good. I'll take them at plus 20 and a half, and we'll just see what happens. And
Let it
then,
ride.
yeah, and then I just kind of stopped. And then it got down to like 14, and I just on Discord, I just threw out there for in our
You
Discord.
did say something. Like,
I
did
said,
anyone take it? I
yeah,
saw you say that.
and then you asked me what was the money line, and I said to be honest, I never looked at it. I never looked at the money line. I figured I'll just look. I'm looking for the points, and then, yeah, and how stupid was that? But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, like, it's so hard sometimes to predict when it's gonna happen. But like, in these NBA playoff games specifically, that just go look at the history, dude. It happens all the time. Maybe not a 25-point game at 20-1, but the 6 to 8 to 9 to ones all the time. All the time, especially if you grab it relatively early or when a team's just being overpriced because public interest. That's where you see that happen. And that was a perfect example of that, where you got so many extra points, is because Philly's already a big favorite in that game. And the same thing happened in the next game. Actually, dude, could you imagine if you bet the money line on both those games live, Utah and the Clippers, and then before the Philly game, you don't need to make any other wagers. You know what I mean? You hit like, you know what I mean? It's like you just have to fade. Yeah, it's hard though. You have to fade the public sometimes, but it's hard to pick the spots. You know.
Right, and you go broke just trying to blind bet. You just blind bet it all the time, but you know, it's like kind of like I post. I mean, but to me, it's just gutless. I mean, how do you let up 40 points in the fourth quarter? How do you?
I mean, from my perspective, I was watching. I mean, I watch a lot of their games. They looked like they were checked out. They were treating it like it was a regular season game. Like they're calling out their starters early, like in the game, like benching them. Then they had to put them back in, and then they looked terrible. Like it was, what a way to lose, man.
I mean, they gave up as many points in the fourth quarter as they did in the first half. I mean, and I said in the Discord, I don't know if it's a 76. It might just be Doc Rivers. You always see. I mean, even Doc Rivers, when he was in the Clippers, they never seemed to be able to close down the stretch.
Oh wow! I mean, they were saying that he's like got the most like blown playoff leads or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty bad. I feel bad for the Doc, but I mean, Philly has a lot of flaws as a team, as much talent as they have. Like whatever starting five they put out there, like a lot of people on the court are going to have significant flaws that are going to take away from their ability to win a series against a team that is complete. So that's what you see with the Sixers. It's like, you know, like they put Ben Simmons out there. He missed 10 free throws, right? And they just started, at one point, they were just hacking Simmons.
Yeah. Well,
and getting extra possessions.
Right. Oh, that's another thing I said. I said, if I was the 76ers, I'd tell Ben, if you know, because isn't he up for a max contract soon? I'd say, yeah, you spend all summer learning to shoot free throws like Rick Barry, and then come back and talk to me when you can make 5 in a row or 5 out of 10 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. He just has no confidence as a shooter, and like, yeah, it's bad. It's a shame because he could be like such a good player if he had the ability to shoot. He'd be like a superstar. He'd be like a Paul George.
Exactly. Well, I wouldn't even care if he didn't shoot threes. Just shoot free throws. You know, he could dominate just, you know, driving, playing down low and getting fouled if he could shoot free throws.
Yeah. He's a good passer, and he does defend well. He does everything else small really, really well. But let's see what we got going on with some of these scores. The Yankees are tied 3-3 with the Blue Jays. Still 2-0 Cubs. Not looking good. Not looking good there. Oh, Atlanta's up 3-0.
Yeah, Houston's up 3-0.
I'm looking really good.
Couple men on.
Looking really good. Yeah, I have to give a shout out there to AM and Rye for their baseball and soccer winners absolutely killing it in both sports recently. So hopefully that keeps up. I mean, I imagine the Euro Cup's going to be really, really good for Rye because if he's already reading the teams this well this early, usually like as these tournaments progress, they have a lot of trends and fluidity to certain
Right.
aspects of them. So if you can be selective and target your spots, I mean, if you look at today, all three favorites won in the Euro Cup down the board. It was
Yeah.
like Ukraine, Netherlands, and Belgium, right? They all won.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got it made in England, and who's like, yeah, he's just been he's giving me his picks. He's not a gambler or anything. He's just,
He's just who he likes and stuff.
yeah, but he's he gives me his picks every day, and it's but obviously he doesn't do gambling or whatever. So he just gives me all his favorites. He basically is just giving me all favorites. He's
Right, what teams he likes. I bet
right,
France takes Spain.
right, right, right. And then it's like, he's like, well, I've been killing it. I said, well, the other day he's like, well, he went 3-0 the first day. I think 0-3 the second day, and then he's like, I said, yeah, but you went 0-3 picking all favorites.
Yeah, right.
He picked 2 draws, but then he picked Spain. I said, well, that's Spain. I said, that's they're like a minus
Minus
300.
300.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that basically takes care of your first 2. He's like, well, what do you mean? I'm 3-3. I said, yeah, but one of your losses was huge. Oh
Yeah.
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say how much to bet on it. I didn't have it doesn't work that way. What? When they lose, you only bet a little?
Well, you mean one option with that situation is like if don't take Spain straight up, take them first half, not first half, take them either first half full game split, which is they have to win the first half and then cover out the full game, or take them on the spread where they have to win by like -1, where they have to cover like a goal spread for you to get paid. Or you can take like a split spread where it's like minus 0.75 and you get paid half if they win by a goal,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It
Yeah.
kind of like it takes the juice out and allows a situation where you win by 1 and you get paid less or that sort of thing.
A just looks at it. Did I win or did I lose?
Yeah.
That's why I
No,
have to
I
game it.
understand your principles there, but it'd be interesting, like, to see what. I mean, I have a guy that caps soccer as well, on top of AM, so I always like to see when I can get a correlated like view from both of them because I know they have totally independent handicapping processes and actually a lot of experience with both of them. So, I mean, I like when you can do that. Like, I like that type of consensus where you're just taking 2 guys, that, and like know a little bit about how they cap and stuff like
Right.
that. So,
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. AM's been doing really well. I mean,
yeah,
as
killing it.
you said, right Cape in baseball. I mean, that guy's just been unbelievable recently. Between that and NASCAR, I mean, he's
Yeah,
good.
man, I'm telling all his NASCAR stuff from now on for sure. I mean, he's been way too hot not to. What about the golf? Are you liking anybody for the PGA stuff?
I haven't really. To be honest, I haven't really looked. The only thing I guess the only thing I'm rooting for is Kepka.
Yeah,
I've
I
got,
have a little bit on there.
but I've got like Kepka. I got like Kepka to win in France to win the Euro at like 10,000 to 1. So
Kepka to win in France,
and France to win the Euro and Kepka to win the U.S. Open.
parlayed.
Yeah, it was. I think it was.
That's
I think it was William Hill or something offered that like a couple weeks ago, like
so funny. That could happen.
at 10,000 to 1. So
It's worth a shot.
throw a little bit, throw a few beer drinking money on that and see what happens. But if it hits, then I'm moving up to Scotch.
Yeah, I
But
mean, exactly. Uh, Rory. Xander, John Rahm, and Koepka all look good to start as far as the numbers go, but it's way too early.
Yeah, as long as Rom doesn't get up by 6 shots and they pull him out going into the last round, he'll be all right. So we got any word on Chris Paul? Have you heard anything about Chris Paul? What's going on with that situation?
What's going on is it's not looking good. That's what's going on. I haven't heard that much, honestly. All I know is that he was like ruled out, and they didn't really make it clear. They got, I don't know. I think it's because of privacy or whatever. Whether or not it like what happened, whether it was just like contact tracing or that sort of thing. Sorry, I'm looking at a couple of
No problem.
live lines here. But yeah, he doesn't look good. So I mean, I think they can probably still close out, like I don't want to say they could beat either of the teams coming out of the West in a series without him, but I mean, they're such a good team that they're going to be competitive regardless. So I wouldn't count them out yet.
Right.
Would not count them out yet. Because, they got some guys, Booker,
Booker,
Bridges, Ayton. They got guys, so yeah. Yeah, the Braves had the win today, man. I mean, they had been on such a skid. Oh wow, I'm looking now. It looks like they have a no hitter going.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
The 7th? Through the 7th. 2 more innings. Who pitched for that? It was Morton? Is he still in?
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, he's still in. I think it's top of the 7th right now.
Charlie coming out, getting a much needed win for the Braves. Much needed win. That's for sure.
Yeah, they've struggled a lot this season.
Let's see. Do we have any good late action of baseball we can talk about real quick? Yeah, we do. Let's see. Shohei, my boy Showtime Otani on the mound. I saw a prop for him to have 10 strikeouts. Like, is he that good? A strikeout pitcher?
Yeah, he's decent, but that's also
It's like DeGrom status.
yeah.
Like,
That's also Detroit.
that's true.
Yeah, but say that. I mean, Detroit can be surprising.
Gosh, she's the only damn player that I have to actually switch his statistics from batting to pitching because it doesn't know which one you want heading in. Definitely not worth betting, but he does have a couple outings with 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, I think the Tigers. Are throwing the guy they just called up from the minors. I think it's like their number 1 draft pick from a year or 2 ago.
Yeah, this is a good spot to bet the Angels. Honestly, I'm looking at this right now. Even though there's a lot of variance in betting against a rookie where they've never seen him before, right? Typically speaking, your numbers don't run good against something like that, but I kind of like the Angels in this spot.
Yeah, so do I.
You do too. It's such a juice number too. It's just like trying to shove you off of them.
Well, did you see the other game, the Tigers pitcher that they brought in that threw up on the mound?
Threw up?
Yeah.
No, that's
Against the White
disgusting.
Sox. They brought They brought him in. I think it was his first. I think it was his first major league appearance, and they brought him in. I don't know if it's that or if he was really sick or whatever. Yeah, but he came up and like threw up on the mound.
Disgusting.
So,
Yeah, I like this though. I think that it's a good. It'd be nice. I think it's a good thing to throw in a parlay too. Like if you have
right.
Angels first 5 money line at -200, I can see here, or like -190. Yeah, that's not too bad. You could throw that into. You could pair that up pretty nicely, and I would feel decent about that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, I'd feel good about that. The Angels are just one of those teams. They're very like they're pretty bad, but they still win. They tend to do better when Showtime's on the mound, at home, that sort of thing. Looks like the Bucks are kind of giving Brooklyn some problems though here. Um, and then let's talk about this last game. Uh, uh, Tampa Bay Mariners with Rich Hill and Jason Dunn on the mound. Any thoughts on that one that you want to share at all, Dan?
No, I think. I mean, I'd probably lean. I'd lean Tampa Bay. I mean, they're just playing some great baseball right now. Rich Hill's pitching well. They lost. They dropped a couple of tough ones to Chicago. Uh, in the last couple of days. But I mean, they just. I don't know. They just. I guess it's the Rays way. I mean, they just seem to win no matter what, year in and year out. So I
Yeah,
just think they're the better team, and I'd lean to them in this one.
I
That,
agree. I don't really like Rich Hill though. That's the only thing. It's like, but like I really do like a team like Tampa Bay playing like against the Mariners, like at the Mariners. Like that's like a crush spot for a team like Tampa Bay.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? They just they'll pick apart them over a 9 inning course on the hitting side, and you know that they're gonna be able to play some good defense and get outs. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, they're it's surprising that have they been this year being good. They traded Snell away. They still just seem to be able to pull up anybody out. Throw anybody in that pitching staff that seems to do well.
yeah, another
Oh, there,
another
there
three
goes
for Harden. Yeah,
there goes the no hitter.
there's the no hitter.
Yeah,
Harden just hit another 3. They're down 10 though. They're gonna have to shoot a lot more threes. I sprinkled on Harden to make 5 threes at like plus 350 too. But oh no, it was plus 450.
there you go. How many's he got? Two,
Just
three,
2. But
just two.
I know Harden. This guy's like he'll take 8. He takes 8 to threes a game like it's nothing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like he'll shoot 8. So I mean, you always have a chance he could get hot. And if these guys get hot, they just keep shooting. So
yeah. Well, Tampa Bay still won nothing.
I think they're gonna win. Like I had a feeling too before the game. I mean, it's still 1-0 game. Anything can happen, but
Yeah, the Islanders they remind me of like those old Devils teams. They do just enough.
they grind you down.
Yep.
They just grind you down. Uh, Varmalov or whatever. I hope he's healthy again. I didn't see how they scored, but he's been so good, like in that, like just like taking the way he played against Boston in that series. I mean, just took him out, and the Boston had what, two of the best scorers in the NHL on the ice. So that was impressive. Because I honestly didn't think they were going to come out of that series on top. I actually threw like a small wager on them to win the Stanley Cup just because I wanted to root for them.
Yeah, there you
go. What number did I get? I think it was like, I did it like not too long ago. But I used, like, you know how like you always get those free bets. I used a $25 free bet. So 17-1. So it pays like $425. Not bad. Say win.
No, not bad at all for just a throwaway bet. Yeah. No.
They'll be live if they can get past Tampa Bay. Well, so let's see what the live total is on this game. That's what I'm looking at right now on this NBA game. They have it locked right now. What's going on? Oh no, see, I got it here. Yeah, this is I think you. I hate betting an NBA total this early, but like honestly, it could trend up from here. What did this open? Do you know what the opening total was?
No.
220.5. Nah, it'd be better to get it a little lower. If you can get this live total like 206 or something like that, that's such a good smash spot that I would say you could hit with confidence. So I mean, it's not too far off from that. It's like 211 right now. So this can go down a little bit. I think it's a good number because you don't think Boston's gonna freaking score points, and Milwaukee's gonna run the court to stay ahead now that they have a big lead. So it's just like has over written all over it.
Yeah. That's, well, you mean the Nets? Boston's been out for a while.
Yeah, but as soon as I said that, the numbers jumped like 5 points. It's up to 216 now.
So do you think Boston's gonna hire a woman coach?
That's the news.
No. There's no news who they're gonna hire, but I mean, I think the two there's this kind of like talk that about possibly.
I mean, it's a very progressive move. What do you want me to say? I can't hate on it. I'm on public broadcast right now. I don't know who they intend on hiring. I'm sure there's some girls that know a lot about sports. So hopefully they pick someone that is super knowledgeable and that players respect and creates good chemistry.
Yeah, I got one of the two names out there is Becky Harmon from San Antonio, and
oh yeah, okay.
And I think it's a coach now for Duke, who was an assistant for them for a year.
So they're gonna get rid of Brad Stevens for a girl. Like, imagine me and Brad Stevens getting replaced by a woman. No offense, like it's a little demoralizing to be the person that's like breaks history in a bad way. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, he'll be the one doing the hiring. So
I think it's gonna be that girl from San Antonio though, because she's like the only freaking girl coach that I actually know of really well. and I feel like she's been marketed enough that it'll be a nice smooth transition.
Yeah, I think she also interviewed in Portland this week. Who's the coach for her?
Yankees went down 4-3. And God, that's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, I got the other name out there is Carl Lawson. I think she was an assistant or something for Boston for a year or two, and then she went to Duke as their head coach.
I didn't bet that much on the U.S. Open, but I like my odds so far. John Ramos, he's definitely number one golfer in the world. There's no doubt about that, in my opinion. Yeah, so I don't know how long you intend to stream for, but we can give these guys a couple more winners for anybody that ends up watching this. Are you did you hear like there basically is like a holiday now that's tomorrow? Oh, it's being observed tomorrow, but it's on Saturday.
Which is that? Juneteenth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know. But that's when you mentioned it, and I looked at the date today. That's what I was guessing.
You didn't hear about it? Yeah, it passed through the
No.
Senate. The Senate and yeah, the president just signed it today. So now it's a new holiday every year, and I got an email today, and I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Just like that. That's how government works. Okay. We push laws through and get stuff done.
Yeah, exactly.
This is government at your finest. Just meet me at the bank when I'm cashing my check. Okay.
Yeah. Can't do anything about fixing roads or anything, but you need a holiday. Hey, we'll get that done. We'll get that done right away. Crazy.
See Harden shoot another three. He looks like he wants to.
So I think you pull it up there. How is Harden looking?
He's looking. I'm watching him pretty closely right now. He's starting to look more and more like his old self. Honestly, to me, he's starting to get more comfortable, moving a little bit better on the court. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him blow over his initial prop numbers, like we were alluding that he might have trouble. Yeah, I cashed the 3 prop already. Second quarter.
You gotta like that.
Love things you love to see. Yeah, and I have a little bit on 5s, and there's a lot of time left.
Yeah, yeah. It's always good when you win a bet halfway through the game. Makes life a little bit easier.
Honestly, with these 3-point props, if you pick your spots with certain players like that, where the number is just like, I can't explain to you like how much the numbers fluctuate, like at game to game to game, just because like the books keep getting burned or a player just is hot and keeps shooting more. So like, it's just like one of those situations where you gotta find the value on the. Sometimes there's some underpriced. There's a lot of fluctuations in the pricing and those two with the books. Big
Right.
time.
Yep.
Big time, like 20, 30 cents a vig sometimes. So like easily on like every prop. So like you just shop around. You know what you like for certain guys heading in, and you shop that. But yeah, Giannis is probably. I don't know how many points does Giannis have so far in this game. 15. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit Harden's live prop right now.
What's that at?
I'm looking. Okay, there it is. They just moved it up. It was like it was not loading. I saw it at 24.5, but it just jumped up to 26.5. That's how they get you. But 24.5 would have been really nice. It's because he just got fouled and hit those free throws. Still worth watching. He's gonna have a game.
Yeah, the Mets are still down 2-0 going in the bottom of the 8th.
At least it's the bottom of the 8th. The Mets, they're gonna lose the one time that I bet them after they've been like the hottest team. I hate the Mets. It's a disappointing franchise. Just like the Jets.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, actually, I got so lucky. I hit one of those props that they did, like the super boost or whatever. It was like Belgium to score 2 goals and Netherlands to score 2 goals, 2+ goals each today.
Oh, yeah.
And
Cool.
Belgium came back and hit 2 in the second half, but those are sometimes a lot of sucker bets. Those boosted bets.
Right. Yeah.
What's your buddy think about England playing Scotland? Did he give you any tips for that one?
No, he's always one of those. He's always one of those pro England guys, but he thinks every game is going to be tough. You know, he doesn't. He's just he's just been beaten down so much by that England football team. So
Yeah,
I
it
just got,
happens. That is kind of true for England, though.
yeah, I was a well, it was so I think it was some Euros. It must have been now. It must have been 2008, maybe 2004 when I lost to Portugal. And I was in a bar in Thailand, and obviously it was 99%, England fans, and it went it went to a penalty. It went to penalty kicks, and I've never seen so many. I've never seen a bar so full just go like completely silent when they lost. And this how many people were crying, and it was just funny. But the whole bar at one point, it was just like you couldn't hear yourself think, and then it was just like just completely silent. It was just strangest thing. You had people doing the penalty kicks. They wouldn't even watch. They couldn't even watch the TV. It was hilarious. But
Yeah, it's they've had a lot of runs like that where they're like heavy favorites and then just crap the bed.
they crapped the bed, or the old the hand of God goal against Argentina. They've had a lot of things happen to them, so I think they're just conditioned.
The hand of God, yeah, it's pretty bad too. Why that game's blowing by? It's because no one's got a hit. Is that right? The
What?
Angels and the Tigers. What inning is that in?
Uh, top of the first.
Okay, yeah, this is completely wrong. They shouldn't be able to like do stuff like this. Like it's posting that's in the third inning right now, 0-0.
I've got it on I got it on MLB TV. It shows top of the first.
Yeah, no, I know it's about to start at 9:40.
So yeah, for people out there watching, if you haven't checked out the Discord room, check out the Insiders room, Discord room. There's a lot of free picks up there. As Bowser was saying, he puts up his tennis picks up there. They've been doing quite well. One of our insiders, Right Cape, I don't know, he's been throwing up 6-0 days in baseball. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in there. There's a lot of other handicappers in there. You can find in the picks channel.
Yeah,
If
it's a good spot overall, right? To find winners and get good information real time. Ask questions.
Yep. If you're new to sports betting or just kind of interested, you come in, ask questions. There's plenty of people in there that'll to help you out there. So don't if you don't know certain things or you're confused about things, just go in and ask. I had to do that the other day. I'm used to. I've seen Asian handicapping for soccer, but I've always seen it written like minus a half, -1, and then like Bet Rivers, I had like Italy at -3 at plus 1800, -275, minus 2.75 at whatever, -2.5, -2.25. I'm like, what's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked AM, and he explained it to me. It didn't make it any more. It didn't make it any more understandable, but at least he explained it to me. So I've decided, yeah, I'm not doing Asian handicapping. But
Yeah, it was what I was trying to explain to you before about
right,
how you get half a payout or half a loss on a bet. The one thing I can say about that is if you don't understand that stuff, definitely don't do it, and definitely don't parlay it because it's not good in parlays to use the way that
no,
is structured.
right. No,
But
but I've always seen it like done one way, and this one just kind of threw me off. So, and then he explained it to me, and I still, I'm like, yeah. There's a reason why I've never bet it before, and there's a reason why I won't be betting it going forward. So,
yeah, hear you, bro. That's tends to be the case when you get burnt. I've made that mistake. I also made the mistake for anyone that's watching and wants to know about they have like a spread, like I was trying to explain to you about how like the goal spread that it's like, oh, you a certain amount of goals you have to cover. Well, they also adjust that real time to the live wager, but they don't like make it like visible, like if they don't lay it out on the screen the same way, like it'll be like spread -1, but it will have in parentheses at the top like as of the score. You know
okay,
what I mean? So like
yeah,
they adjust to the current score. So you think you're getting the pregame wager at some great number, like not realizing like it's like no, they're accounting for the goal they already have. You know what I mean?
right,
In that number. So it's like yeah, don't make that mistake.
yeah,
Cost me a unit.
yeah,
So but
yeah. I can't remember what books when all these new books started. I can't remember what if it was Bet MGM or Bet Rivers or something, and when you call it the screen, it had like the normal like full game line and first five lines like right next to each other.
Yeah,
And
they do.
and yeah, and I
BetMGM does that. A lot of them do it.
I made like a parlay bet, and I thought I had like three. I thought
Yeah.
I'd bet three full games. I bet three first halves.
I've done that before, man, as well. It's sometimes it works in your favor,
Yeah,
usually it works against you.
yeah, usually, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. You lose the first half that you bet, and then the full game that you would have bet actually wins. Yeah, that usually
yeah,
happens.
and then it feels bad. The Islanders just tied it up. Let's go Islanders. Things you love to see, right?
Yeah, especially if you're an Islanders fan.
Well, I think it'd be exciting to see a minute. Oh, it's a power play right now? Power play for Tampa.
It's been a while since the Islanders have won one, hasn't it?
They were never good in my lifetime, really. That's for sure.
But back in the Al Arbor days, back in the '70s.
No, I think that weren't they. I think they were really. They won like 3 championships
Was
like
that
in a
early
row in
'80s?
the 80s.
Early '80s. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They beat Edmonton like 3 years in a row, or 2 years.
yeah. They won a few times back then, but it's been a while since they were good. That's for sure. But it's kind of crazy because like they're missing like one of their best players is hurt after the year. They're just doing it the old-fashioned way, like you said, like those old Devils teams.
Yep.
By the way, this NBA total is going to blow over. It's already up to 220 now live. Another 3 for you, Middleton. It's 4 for 4.
That's what they need. They need somebody to hit that outside shot.
Yeah, Durant is so good though. It's crazy. Like, it's such a shame that he got hurt. Just from a legacy perspective, but the fact that he's came back and he's just as good as he was as before
Yeah.
is just crazy. But yeah, I still think Brooklyn's gonna win the series just because of Durant. They're gonna find a way.
Yeah, you see Carlisle stepped down as the Mavs coach also?
It's about damn time, right?
Yeah, 13 years.
How many times are you gonna be like slightly above average? Like, I mean, it's not like it's like Andy Reid where you're good and you're knocking on a championship every year. Like, it's like those are like it must be like so. I guess rewarding to be a coach in that regard, but it's kind of sucks in a lot of ways because you like go to practice every day game plan, all these things, just because you want to compete for the championships. And like to spend so many years working and never to get like many good chances,
Yeah.
like that definitely sucks. And I think you've seen a lot of your over there in your Detroit franchises, so you know what I'm talking about. You know, it's a sad thing. You know.
I guess some of them I don't. It's the competing for championships that they never get to. So you got any plans for your newfound holiday?
Mm, not like I found out very suddenly, and I didn't really want to do much tonight. But there definitely was already plans for me this weekend. I got Father's Day on Sunday, so gonna do something nice on Sunday. We're gonna go down the shore with my dad, meet with my one of my brother's godfathers as well, and their family, a bunch of my cousins and stuff that we're very close with from North Jersey up near New York. So they're gonna meet us down at the Jersey Shore, and we're all gonna go out as a big group down the shore and go out to eat at like a really nice Italian place right on the water. And then I'm Friday night, tomorrow night, I think I'm watching my sister's dog, little puppy that I like a lot. So I'm gonna chill with the puppy and do something small on Friday, and then Saturday I'm gonna go down the shore a day early and chill with my brother and a couple people, go out and stuff. So should be a good weekend. How about you? You doing anything?
Yeah, kind of like you, Friday night hanging out with the dog.
Yeah, yeah, hanging
As
out
you
with the
do.
puppy, hanging out with the pup, and looking forward to that. Actually, I really like my sister's dog a lot.
Yeah.
He's such a cool dog. He's a mixed dog, but he's like a Australian Shepherd mixed with like a German Shepherd and some other stuff. But he's just like one of the most loyal like companion dogs. Like he's one of those worker
Yeah.
dogs, so he wants to like work for food, constantly. Like he just wants to do whatever you want for food. But yeah, he's a cool puppy.
Yeah, that's my dog. He just comes and anytime I'm on the computer doing shows or whatever, he just comes and lays on the couch, wait for me to finish. Just lays there now. Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Come on.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, all right, sounds good, mate. Yeah, enjoy the day with the father.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good time.
yeah, it should be good.
All right, mate. Yeah, thanks for coming. I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I got a couple of things I need to do, but thanks for coming on and thanks for the insight. And we'll pick this up hopefully again either next week or at least when the finals start, and we'll get some more guys on here and
Yeah,
get some of the other guys on here and
yeah. We streamed some winners for sure. It's good stuff. We'll be on soon. Have a good weekend, bro.
Yep. You too. Thanks a lot.
Peace, man.
All right. Yeah, that's Greg the Greek here, giving out some insights on games and going through, a little live wagering, a little bit talking about the games and stuff, and just a little sports handicapping, sports insights, just kind of hanging out. Thanks for joining, and we'll be back hopefully next week with get some of the other guys on, and check out the Discord. A lot of good information in there, a lot of free winners. Check that out. And as we like to say on these chats, let's cash some tickets. All right.